I am physically, mentally, emotionally drained. So today it's the 27th of May and it is officially my last week as a third year medical student, and it is officially 1 week before my first final exam starts. It's safe to say this entire academic year has been very, very hectic. Basically in Bulgaria, in Plovdiv, at Plovdiv University, your third year is your make it or break it year because the course load is just so intense and we have 2 compulsory exams that we have to basically pass in order to go into fourth year. From the get-go, you know, we've had 2 basically COVID waves over here, one back in like November, and then we had our second one like in March, I believe. So our whole academic year has kind of suffered because of that, and we've had online classes, and as you all know, it is very hard to do clinical orientated work online on a computer. It's definitely not the same as to having a real life patient there with you. So yeah, basically this year's just been tough, and I'm so glad that the academic year has come to an end, and now the only thing that we have all got to worry about is just passing finals. So it is currently 3rd of June and it's 8:54 a.m. My exam is going to start for 9:15, so we have a 15-minute registration period, and then the actual paper will be released at 9:30. We're doing this exam on Microsoft Teams, and it is my first exam, so it's my clinical laboratory exam, and it's just going to be standard 1-marker MCQs, and we have 85 MCQs to do in 50 minutes. We should get results in about a week, I think, or maybe less. So yeah, let's get started. I just finished my exam, it's 10:30 now. It wasn't that bad. A few questions did throw me off, and I did have to guess like 2 or 3. So I'm hoping I have sufficient enough knowledge to pass this exam. That's 1 out of 9 done. Hello, it is the 6th of June and it's currently 9:56 p.m. I have my internal medicine exam tomorrow and I'm feeling nervous right now. The syllabus for internal medicine and pathophysiology are pretty much the same. Like a lot of the cases like overlap. So rather than do 2 separate, rather than revise separately for each subject, kind of combined it. And then I also have my notes from the practical part of the internal medicine exam that I did during my last week of uni. So I've been using that, and I've been going through like some practice questions and stuff. So fingers crossed it all goes well tomorrow. This is a compulsory exam, so I really do not want to fail this. We have 50 questions and 25 minutes to do them. So basically a minute per 2 questions, like two questions per minute. So it's quite tight for time. So yeah, it is 9:56, 9:58 right now, and I am literally just going to go over some more questions and then I'm gonna go to sleep. The exam is at 10:30 tomorrow, but I want to wake up a bit early just so I can do just so I can be like ready and just fresh for the exam. Don't want to be rushing around. So yeah, see you tomorrow. It's 10 a.m. and it's the day of my exam, and the exam is about to start at 10:30. They're just going to do some like registration checks beforehand, so we're just going to be hanging around for about half an hour. I just finished. Okay, so honestly not that bad. I'm hoping my grade reflects me saying that it wasn't that bad. Majority of the paper, I would say, is cardiology and respiratory. They barely had any questions to do with like the gastrointestinal stuff, like maybe like one or two. Most of it was, I would say it was very content heavy on the valve deformities and a lot of like murmurs, and we had 3 ECGs, which were a bit, I feel like with ECGs, we didn't really have enough time because the exam was only 25 minutes and we had 3 ECGs, and obviously to properly analyze an ECG, me personally, it takes some time. So I don't know how it went. I think we should get our grades soon, maybe tomorrow, day after, I'm not sure. The next exam I have is in 2 days. So I have the radiology double exam. So that subject is split into 2. So nuclear medicine is on Wednesday and then imaging diagnostics is on Thursday. We have to pass the Wednesday paper to do the Thursday paper. See how it goes, and I will catch up with you guys in 2 days. I really can't be bothered to hold my phone up, so enjoy this unpleasant view. Welcome to exam number 3. Hello, it is Wednesday the 9th of June and today I have my nuclear medicine exam. So the nuclear medicine exam has 35 MCQs. They are each worth 2 points, so total is 70 points and we need 60% to pass. I don't know if they're going to release the results to us for today's paper like straight away on Teams, or we will find out like tomorrow, but we need, I think, 43 points or 44 points, I believe, for a pass out of 70. I'm stressing a little bit right now because of the fact that obviously we have to pass today to do tomorrow, and let's just see how it goes. Tomorrow's paper should be, fingers crossed, okay. There's 2 parts, so part 1, part 2. Part 1 has 30 MCQs and it also has like scans where we have to pick out of 3 whatever we think the image is showing, and then part 2 will consist of 1 random scan and we basically have to explain what we see, what view the image is in, so the imaging modality, description of the pathology, and we have to give a diagnosis or a differential diagnosis. So that exam is tomorrow. In total, it's going to be 40 minutes. However, they've split the exam in 2. So part 1 will be half an hour. Part 2 will be 10 minutes. I don't know. It takes me 10 minutes just to see what I'm looking at, like on a scan. I don't know how they're going to expect me to figure out a whole last description in 10 minutes. So let's see how tomorrow's exam goes. So I have my occupational exam in about 15 minutes. This is a combination of occupational diseases and toxicology. So we have about 60 MCQs, each worth a mark each. And we have like 4 or 5 questions where there's multiple answers. Not a bad paper. So fingers crossed it all goes fine. This is my 5th exam now. Like, I can't believe we've passed that halfway mark in just under like 2 weeks of exam season. So today is actually the 14th of June. I started exam season on the 3rd. It's literally only been like 11 days and I've done 5 exams. Like, I honestly can't believe that. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Oh my god. So halfway through my exam, right, literally halfway through, my Wi-Fi stops working and it's still not working. But thank God I could automatically connect to my phone's hotspot from my laptop. So thank God for that. I managed to connect through my phone, but my Teams, it kind of put me in that, still connecting mode, and then it all froze. So I had to leave and then rejoin. So thank God I managed to do that. And then with like 10 minutes left, my contact moved out of space. So yeah, and I couldn't see it out of my right eye, and my left eye is really weak, so I was basically blind during this exam. As far as as far as exam experiences go, this is probably the worst one, purely because my Wi-Fi cut out halfway and my contact lens messed up. The next exam is on Wednesday, so in 2 days I have hygiene, and I think hygiene has a pretty decent amount of time. We have 90 minutes for about 130 questions, so that exam should go all right. But right now I am going to go to the gym and sort my life out. Peace. Welcome to my exam look. So it is the 17th of June and I have officially finished. I have finished 6 out of 9 exams and I have 3 more left. My next one is in 6 days. It's on the 23rd, and then the one after that is on the 1st, and then the next one after that is on the 5th. I am feeling really anxious about this exam. So we have pathophysiology on the 23rd and I am feeling so anxious about this exam. We have MCQs, so we have 20 MCQs which we need to get 60% correct, so we need 12 out of 20 to pass. Then we go on to the essay stage, and that's where it's a bit oof. So we write 1 essay on general pathology. We write 1 essay on general pathophysiology, and then the second essay is going to be on specialized pathophysiology. In total, there are 69 essays for this exam. I am currently in the process of making notes. Well, not making notes. I'm doing this. I'm doing something called the blurting method, and that is a method where you read an essay that you've already. What I do is I read the essay that I've already done. And then I get a piece of paper and without looking, I try to write down basically everything that I can remember. So right now I'm kind of making like little plans of it. I've got different like subheadings and I'm trying to remember what to include. Basically, it's just general like definition, etiology, pathogenesis, clinical manifestations, treatment, diagnostic, any complications, etc. And then a few essays do have specific mechanisms that I've spoken about. Come on, we just finished. We passed MCQs, plus side. We got 2 really good essays. I picked them. Kind of glad that we got those 2 essays. Now we're just waiting for results. I'm scared. Are you scared? Yeah. I know, like it's just, they were marking it and I don't know if like, I just don't know what they're... Well, how were your MCQs though? Were they the same as... Mine were exactly the same.
Half of them were the exact same, but things I didn't do the end MCQ, so I don't know if the others were the same or not.
Okay.
So when I saw it, I was like, I haven't even done this fucking time.
I went over like a couple of times, but the few I just didn't go over. Like I had a fever question that I just don't remember. I just guessed. I guessed like, yeah, I guessed like another couple of questions. Let me turn this off. Bye vlog. We passed. Well, we're waiting for the oral. But we passed. Okay guys, so I didn't get to vlog that much during this exam. The whole day was basically just a waiting game, if I'm honest. But I can say that, so the result that I got for this exam is that I passed it. I honestly cannot believe that I actually passed this exam. Like, I had 0 faith in me whatsoever, and I cannot believe that I passed this exam. The horror stories that I was hearing from the people that sat it on Monday and Tuesday, and just in general, this being our first proper in-person exam since first year, because obviously in second year all our exams were online. So basically we had 20 MCQs to start with and 20 minutes to do them, and you needed 12 to pass. The MCQs were not that bad. They were actually exactly the same as what the learning material was given to us. Basically, essay is obviously a lot harder. We have to write 2 essays, and I was sitting in the front row, so I volunteered to pick the numbers out, and yeah, I basically managed to pick the best essay topics in my opinion out of the entire syllabus. So I picked a diabetes essay and I picked an essay topic on restrictive lung disorders. And it was, yeah, I managed to finish within the hour. It was, we had 2 hours to write the essays, and I submitted at 10, and by, I would say, 11:30, we had found out that we had passed our essays. Yeah, because I submitted relatively early, I think my paper was at the bottom of the pile, so I didn't get oraled until 3 p.m. So I was sitting there for 4 hours waiting for my name to be called, and finally I was the second last person to be oraled. So it started off really well. I had to, my professor asked me the different types of diabetes and what's the difference between it. What's the difference in pathogenesis between type 1 and type 2? Then from type 2, talking about peripheral insulin resistance and how obesity can cause that. We then moved on to talking about obesity. I fumbled a few questions there, but then from obesity, we went to talking about edema. From edema, we went on to heart failure. And I think out of all the questions asked, I did solidly answer at least 60% of them, but I didn't think that I had done sufficient enough still to pass the oral exam. Yeah, my grade was between a 5 and a 6, and I knew I didn't have perfect knowledge for a 6. So he was like, I'm just going to give you a 5. And I was like, honestly, I'm so happy with that, because I did not think that I would even get that far. I'm so relieved. That's 7 out of exams down that I have passed. And honestly, it's one less thing for me to worry about. Like, I'm just so glad that I passed that. And yeah, surgery, the big one, it's going to be next week. That is going to be the make it or break it. I really hope that I'm bringing the same happy vibes, next week, Thursday, when I have the exam. And yeah, stay tuned to see, I guess. Peace out. It is currently June 29th. I am 2 days away from one of my, it's basically the biggest exam of third year med school. I am getting to the point where I'm getting delirious because I know nothing. I literally can't remember anything. And I am panicking. My heart rate is going up. So anxious. The anxiety that I have right now is ridiculous. I am currently going over the entire syllabus right now. We have 78 essays plus 26 practical points plus surgical instruments to learn. I am physically, mentally, emotionally drained. This exam season has literally butchered my soul. This is going to be the 8th exam. Exam season's been, the revision for this exam's been very, very intense. From my last exam, we've had 8 days in between to kind of pull our socks up a little bit. I will literally cry like a baby if I fail this exam. But yeah, hopefully it goes well. But yeah, adios. So guys, I actually ended up failing this exam, and I will be doing a separate video and breaking down every stage and just talking about failing in medical school in general. So stay tuned for that.